Hey everybody, it's Coach John Smeh out of beautiful Nottawa, Ontario, Canada. Coach at CrossFit Massimo here in Collingwood with my beautiful wife, Michelle Smeh, and we are here on a beautiful Thursday night up here in ski country. We have full hill access going right now at our local resort at Blue Mountain. And tonight I'm looking to bring along a special guest, and we're going to talk about Prove It and why this brand has become a lifestyle. So we're talking tonight about Prove It, the lifestyle, the brand moving forward, and I've got my homeboy on from sunny California here this evening. Everybody welcome Michael Rutherford on the call. Where are you at, baseball?
What's happening? It's not sunny anymore. The sun just went down. I am at Horizon Church. They do a living nativity for 3 nights right before Christmas. So I'm early, walking around the parking lot, waiting for this thing to start up. Snuck away to do a Facebook Live with you, baby.
That's it. So, I have been sort of a fan of basically you because you've been in this sort of conversation and in this brand for a while. The reason why I appreciate what you have to say is you basically shoot from the hip, you shoot from the heart, and you really don't hold anything back. And so you never really talk about science very much. And as a coach or a CrossFit coach, we typically talk about analytics typically, and everything's done quantitatively. And even our workouts are measured that we can go back and redo them again and measure time and or reps or weight that has been done. So there's always something quantifiable there that people are looking to hear. But when I hear you talk about what we're doing in this brand and how people are seeing better in their lives and how you explain it, I'm like, this guy didn't talk anything about body mass index. He didn't talk anything about macro counting. And I'm like, but I want to do what you're doing. So I want to everybody to have an opportunity to hear what you're saying and obviously how you're saying it. I think it's been very impactful.
For sure. No, I'm glad to be on, and it's fun to spend a little bit of time with you and just kind of do a Q&A and stuff. And I'm glad that that's how you framed it. Full transparency, you were texting me beforehand, hey, you want me to tell you the questions I'm going to ask you first? No. I'd rather not know them, frankly, because I'm going to give you the same answer no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And Rob DeBoer and I have a lot of fun back and forth. We called it like simple and science because let's face it, most humans, like other than the 3 camels behind me, there's literally camels right there. I don't know if you could see them.
I see something.
I'll try to get closer. The closer I get, the louder it'll be. But most of these people back here, they're starting to line up to go into this nativity scene. But most of them aren't trying to count their macros. Most of them are just trying to not get too fat and not die too soon. Other than that, they don't care about much. So most people aren't counting macros. Most people don't go to CrossFit. They don't even go to a gym. They hate them.
Yeah.
So, I want to lose weight. Do I got to go to the gym? Then if I do, I'm out. I want to lose weight. Do I got to do a diet? Then I'm out. Most people don't want to do either. So we can at least, I heard a saying a long time ago, get people to church, baptize them later. I happen to be in a church parking lot, so that's kind of funny. But a lot of times people are so strict. Like I met with a guy, he's a former Navy SEAL, actually super famous CrossFit guy, Navy SEAL guy. I don't name drop him in case you guess properly and I have to admit it or deny it. But he's written a bunch of books. He's this real badass kind of guy. And I started to explain to him our business, and he goes, "Oh, that's not what we do." And I go, "Well, what do you do?" And he goes, "Oh man, we beat people to breaking point." And they basically recreate SEAL training for people. And I was like, "Oh, cool. You must have a small business." I felt bad. Not really. I go, "You must have a small business," because normal humans, now it depends what your goal is. If you want to help the world, it's not going to happen where most people are hanging out in the fitness community or in the medical community.
Right.
Nobody's going to Walmart and offering free programs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to, you name a store that sucks for people that don't have any money that shop there. And nobody's going to those places offering free seminars on how wellness works or how,
Yeah.
Nobody's going to the outside of the Walmart and with a with a, oh crap, what's the machine that like a DEXA scan machine, and giving everybody their BMIs and giving everybody their, their markers and their numbers. Nobody's doing that. No. So let's be honest, like the people that need this the most are the ones that have been overlooked the most. And I just am a big fan of, what if we can meet people where they are, inspire them and not freak them out, and, not judge them because they don't know what they're doing. Most people don't even know what macros are.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, they don't know what macros even are. I didn't. Rob's like, of course we got macros, this one, this one, this one. I'm like, huh? I go, I don't know the difference. Like, most people don't know. So a lot of us take it for granted, and
Michael,
it's funny.
One of the biggest questions that we always get, or people ask us, like, why should I drink ketones, and do I have to eat a keto diet? And people very, very are quick to assume that they need to eat a ketogenic diet. And that's why they're like, hands are up.
For sure. I mean, it just depends what somebody's trying to accomplish. Do you know what I mean? Like, do I have to lift weights to go to the gym? No, you don't actually. You can just go stand on the treadmill and walk in place for an hour a day. And over the course of a few months, you'll feel better than you did before you started.
That's right.
No, you don't have to lift weights. You don't even have to sweat. You can go sit in the swimming pool. You can go sit in the hot sauna or in the steam room and sniff in the eucalyptus if that's all you want to do at the gym. So, like, it depends on what your goal is. Yeah. Do I have to lift weights? No, actually, you can just flip over tires and climb ropes all day long.
That's right.
Like, no, you don't have to lift weights at all. But if somebody says, hey, I want to be a power lifter, you probably need to lift some heavy stuff. You know what I mean? You're not going to do push-ups and sit-ups and be able to bench press 1,000 pounds or squat 1,000 pounds, maybe. But so when it comes to ketones, it just depends. Like, so many people, especially in the health and fitness community, they want to be so black and white, and they just want to say it's this or it's this. Well, it just isn't. Does that make sense? Oh, you got to do this or you got to do that, or my diet works, that one sucks. And they want to be so specific and so rigid. The rigidness is what makes people not want to do it to begin with.
That's right.
So I've just have experienced over certainly my career at doing this for almost 4 years is one of the neat parts is learn what somebody's trying to accomplish. If somebody just wants to feel better, they just need to drink this every day.
That's right.
If somebody's trying to lose 100 pounds, or if somebody has XYZ, fill in the blank thing that they have, that's some sort of, medical illness or issue or something, well, then they probably should never have carbs again as long as they live. So, like, or certainly sugar or refined sugar. So it just depends on where the person's at. People will drink ketones every day. They'll feel better. That's what I can tell you.
That's right.
Will they get skinny, get a Porsche, and have perfect credit and, go to the Bahamas next week? I don't think so. But, the product's going to work no matter what they ate. You can drink a Keto Max and eat a Snickers bar, and you'll still have ketones in your brain.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Are you going to get skinny the next afternoon? I don't know. You might lose, you might gain. I don't know. There's too many dang factors to be so rigid and strict on it. But people want to pigeonhole the product and go, well, you can't lose weight if, what happens to the ketones or what happens to the glucose if the ketones are present. All these quote unquote smart people want to box the product in, even though they've never even had it, and they want to equal it to a diet or something.
Right.
Well, you can't be in ketosis if you've got carbs present, and if you're not doing the diet, then the drink won't drink. You're just peeing out the drink, and those just aren't true. Give the product to somebody who does not change their diet and watch significant adjustments to their lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah. I've seen it.
If they just drink it.
I've seen it.
So it just depends, though. Yeah, so have I.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys.
So many people I've spoke to as of recent, they're like, yeah, you know what? I want to start this in the new year. And I say to them, or they ask, when is the best time to start? Should I wait for the new year? What are your thoughts on that?
Yesterday, again, it just depends. A buddy of mine, I met a guy the other day at where was I? At a Shell gas station. I have a Mercedes Sprinter van that I drive my kids around in. So I have filling it up with diesel fuel, of all fuels in the world. And I normally drive a Tesla, so I have electricity and diesel. So I don't use gas in my family, diesel and electric. So I'm filling up my van, and homeboy's got a G-Wagon Mercedes. I say, hey, I like your Benz. And we start talking. He looks at the van, and we're, yakking back and forth. He goes, what are ketones anyways? And I got like a big rhinoceros on my car here. If I can flip my screen, or I'll try to show it to you. It's over here in the parking lot. It's the one with the flashing lights. Can you see it?
Nice. I can see it. Yeah. Awesome.
Nobody else has any flashing lights on their cars.
No.
They all pay for them, and they take gas. So we start talking, and the guy goes, yeah, that sounds great. I'll hit you up when I get back from my 3-week Southeast Asia trip. I'm like, are you kidding? He goes, I'll need to lose some weight when I get back from that. And I said, have you ever skydived? He goes, I have actually. I go, did you buy the parachute before you jumped or after? And he's like, well, before. And I go, this is your parachute to traveling, you doofus. Now, he didn't have any clue what the product was. He just thought it was about weight loss, and he knew he was going to go get fat over the holidays in Asia, and he wanted to have it later. Where the truth, hey, Stefan, what's up? The truth is the product is an insurance policy for him to feeling better while traveling. I don't know if you've ever traveled, especially internationally, and especially over to Asia, which I have to Hong Kong.
We just came back
when you land off that plane, you're wrecked.
1 month of Thailand.
No way.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's difficult, right? Yeah. You get jet lag, you get beat up, and then by the time you get settled in, like it's just you're living in a hotel. I go, the product would be better for you while you're there, not when you get back. What the heck are you talking about? Does that make sense? Hey, I'll buy the I'll buy the parachute after I jump out of the plane. No, it's you buy it first. So it just depends on what somebody's trying to accomplish. You know, fitness people go, you need to drink it before your workouts. Well, if I don't work out, when do I drink it? Fat people are like, hey, you need to drink it, you know, instead of a meal or between meals or whatever. And then fitness people are like, well, I'm not fat, so I must not need it. I must not need it. You know, that's what people do. I can just tell you, drink it, or treat the product to your body like you treat a gas, like Shell gasoline or BP gasoline to your car. When you need fuel, drink it. That might be before your workout, during your workout, after your workout. There's no wrong time to drink it. There just isn't. You know, the cool part about it is I look at it as a fuel source, and when my tank starts dipping dry, I stock it back up. I take some, like I drink some. So
that's awesome.
Anything in my life that I do that matters, I drink some ketones before I do it. Whether that's a big appointment for my business, whether that is Legoland with my kids and I want to make sure my head's on a swivel and I can focus, whether that's right now going to this, it's starting, you can't see it because I'm way on the outside, but there's going to be like 10,000 people at this thing tonight, apparently.
Wow.
I wanted to get here early, but whether it's, you know, some sort of social event, when I want to feel the best that I'm possible of feeling or capable of feeling, I'm not going to do it on glucose and sugar, man. I'm going to do it on ketones. So it just depends on the people, on the person. Everybody wants to put everything off to January. I had a buddy tell me he wants to put off doing our business until January.
I heard that.
I go, I hate to tell you, homeboy, but you're getting ready to spend money on presents you don't have for people you hardly like, and you're going to gain 15 pounds doing it. We have a product and a business that'll potentially help you lose 5 or 10 pounds and help you make a couple grand. I go, that's a difference of starting January 2019 off on your toes or on your heels. But that's just how people are. That's okay. If somebody wants to wait, let them wait. They feel the way they feel because they've been waiting already.
Michael.
But, you know, again, I'm a big fan of meet people where they are.
Michael, you mentioned even some people in our own business. And I'm going to let everybody know that Michelle and I have now been in this community for 22 months. And it has changed our lives for better. And we have what I would call a bunch of freedoms now that we never ever thought we would even experience. And we feel grateful for the opportunity for sure. But what I have seen as we move through this, because we are a very, very small company right now, or small brand, but we've become a lifestyle brand, not only because of how we move people towards better, but we see passionate people turning what would seem to be a side hustle into, say, long-term happiness, fulfillment, or say financial security. Explain this, and also touch on the excuse reason portion. I know we have some people who are saying, look, I've got 2 kids, I don't have time for this. And I know you mentioned a brief description on a call the other night on what the difference is between an excuse and a reason.
For sure. Well, I think that for the right person, and there's a million opportunities for people to earn a living and for people to, you know, pay their bills, make money, pay their bills, make money to travel with their friends, make money to get out of debt, make money to save for retirement, whatever they're trying to do. I don't think we're the only opportunity in the world. I certainly think we're one of the best. It has been perfect for me because if people care about people more than they care about what people think about them, then they can do really well here. Like if you wanted a career where at the end of, like you're wearing a UPS shirt, when you take somebody a gift in the mail, they don't even know you exist. Does that make sense? You're dead to them. They don't know you exist. Now, it does, like, it's a pretty cool gig. You're probably delivering some presents this time of year, but most people have careers like, here, look at this. The person who rented the lights for this church, for these lights, no one cares. Thankless, inconsequential career.
Right.
Most people that are participating in most jobs, the person that owns those porta potties makes a grip of money. I promise you they do. Well, one of the largest homes in Cincinnati where I grew up was owned by a porta potty guy. Millionaire. Guess what? He was in the poop business for a living. No one cared. Didn't change lives. So, like, we have a career or a project where people can start as a customer just drinking the product because they like it. They can share it with other people and say, hey, I know you haven't been feeling as well as you would like to feel. I feel like I found the fountain of youth. That's not an official saying necessarily. That's certainly not on the side of our box. Hopefully it's not a medical claim. But I feel like I found the fountain of youth. I feel 10 years younger. I'm sleeping better. And I've lost 15 pounds of body fat. You got to try this stuff. If you say that to your sister, who she knows you've been feeling lethargic and crummy, and you know she has, and you say, hey, girl, you got to try this stuff, chances are pretty good she's going to try it. Now, if in 90 days she's lost X amount of body fat weight, sleeping through the night, whatever the benefits are that she's having, maybe she's having some hormonal clarity, maybe she's having some, stress things that are better, maybe she just feels better, I don't know. And then you get compensated every time she buys a box of it. You guys, it's not selling people. I look at myself more like an EMT than I do a salesperson because people don't feel good. Newsflash, go get in public today. It's the holiday season. It's Christmas season. People at the average run-of-the-mill American mall don't feel good. They're overweight. They're tired. They sleep like crap. They're stressed. They ain't got no money, and they feel bad.
Right.
You have a solution that tastes delicious. You can shake it up in a glass of water, toss it at them. They can drink it. And in a matter of minutes, they look at you like, what did you just give me? I feel incredible. So that's the business. And then when that person tells their coworker at work, because they look thinner than they did when they went on Christmas break, they're like, what are you doing? And she's like, here, drink this. My brother John told me to do it. You got to try this stuff. I don't know anything about it, but John will answer your questions. John, tell my coworker Bill about it. Hey, John, what's up? Bill here. Susie told me you gave her the drink that's helped her feel better. I feel like crap. I gained 20 pounds over Christmas. What is it? Bang. And then if somebody likes people and wants to share it, that's all they have to do. So people just question themselves. People question their abilities. People don't want, like, most people care too much about what other people think.
That's a problem.
You know, they're stuck, thinking people care what they think. They don't. Most people are too worried about themselves to worry about you. So, I've just experienced over the last few years, and I see Shane Friel's just popped in. That's right, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Shane would tell you more people are worried about other people than they are their own selves.
Right.
And their opinions of other people's don't pay their bills, but for some reason we put such value on what other people think about us and what other people say about us, when in reality, if we just cared about people, we'd be able to help a lot more of them. We'd be able to support a lot more of them. Exactly. Instead of caring what they think. Hey, Aunt Susie, I was going to help you lose the 50 pounds you've been carrying around since you were 20 years old. But I felt like you thought I was going to sell you something, so I didn't call you. Why don't you tell Aunt Susie that in 12 months, and she's going to cuss you out and say, you selfish bastard. Why didn't you call me? Now that you're looking good in a Speedo for summertime, you didn't holler at me at Christmas time because you were scared I was going to think you were trying to sell me something. Hello? I haven't felt good since 1985. You've got the fountain of youth in a glass, and you didn't holler at your sister. Like, I hate you. So I don't know, like, that's my mentality, because if somebody isn't interested, that's the worst that's going to happen.
That's it.
That's the worst that's going to happen. The best that's going to happen is you're going to change their whole life.
That's right.
So if that sounds cheesy to you, then that's okay. But go to something that John's hosting or somebody in the community is hosting and just be a fly on the wall and listen to the stories of what's been transpiring in people's lives, whether it be losing 40, 50 pounds like I did and completely metamorphosing my whole family's life. My moms, my grandparents, my brothers, my aunts and uncles and cousins, they all drink the product every day. They won't go a day without it because it works. So it just depends on the person. And I think that if you can get excited about helping people, then, the world, so to speak, is your oyster with this. because it's effective.
Yeah.
And, you know, the team that you guys are all working with is very, I would say very, like, got a really good blend of intelligence and heart, brains and heart. I unfortunately just got this big, huge heart and very little brains. And it's evident when you hear me talk that most of my energy funneled through my heart, but not my brain. So half of it sounds like I'm like a psycho. But the cool part is whether it be Rob or Shane, I just call them the girls, Jackie, and, you know, everybody else that you guys are all working with.
Jackie
incredibly
made her
passionate.
A real rock star here for us. And I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
spent some time with her in San Diego, and she came back a different person. So whatever you guys did to Jackie, she is definitely a different person.
We just put a mirror in front of her and told her to be who she already is.
Right.
She doesn't realize she is. And that's a big part of this, is just helping people step into their own greatness, where, you know, I've said I felt like almost like a fighter without an octagon, or a thoroughbred horse without a track to run on, or something like that.
Yeah.
There happens to Bill Gates is let's see, right here, right over on the other side of those palm trees. That's Bill Gates' personal horse race track. He paid $30 million. He bought it from Jenny Craig, by the way. A little factoid for you.
Wow.
Speaking of horse racing, but hit me with one more. What's the last thing on your mind, Kimosabe? The people I'm meeting are pulling up right now. I got about 15 provers going to meet us here in just a little bit. We might do a little taste of the new celebration flavor.
I need to run basically a plug now for the events that we do have coming up. We are hosting an event here in Collingwood on January 12th, which is going to be part of a world or a global Better Life outreach program, and the location is yet to be announced, but it's going to be announcing shortly. We also have the Rob DeBoer Truth Tour coming to Canada January 21st to 27th. It starts with an event in Fergus, Ontario, then Montreal, Quebec, then St. John's, Newfoundland, then Hanover and Stratford. I'm going to be at all of the events with Rob, and we are going to bring the truth about fat loss. Any words on Rob's little truth about fat loss?
Yeah, you're crazy if you don't go.
That's it.
One of the coolest parts is when Brian told me about ketones. One of the very first people that I talked to on the phone was Rob, because Rob had also been reached out to by Brian, and Rob had done a heck of a lot of research on ketones already for family reasons. And he'll tell you his story when you meet him and you hear from him, if you haven't already. And I'll never forget it. Rob's like, look, I'm just telling you, if this works the way that I believe it'll work, it could change the world. And I'm, naturally, I wouldn't say skeptical, but I was cautiously optimistic with a lot of caution, like, okay, cool. And then when we tried it for the very first time, I got lit up like a Christmas tree and was like, Rob, everything you told me that this would do, it's doing. So Rob spends most of his days trying not to make medical claims, because there are so many radical things happening out in the world where people are drinking ketones. Like, it's unbelievable. And they're going, how does this happen? And Rob's like, he's dug into it. He's been dug into this for years, before Prove It was even a brand. So, I could just tell you, you will be very blown away when you hear him share the keto and Prove It story and conversation. And, I would even probably set up some Zooms or some Facebook Lives with him between now and then, so that can serve as an invitation from him to your people, so they don't just come to the event, they bring some people with them to the event. But awesome. It's been a pleasure. It sounds like a heck of a tour, by the way. It's been a pleasure being on with you, John. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, Michael. Cheers. All the best to you and your family. And I know you've got a big job after the holidays, taking all those decorations that you have in your house down. I did get a glimpse of your house the other night on a team call, and your place is just slammed with decorations. Like, you didn't leave one spot empty. So,
no, we kind of took a page out of Clark Griswold's category, or out of Clark Griswold's playbook. But what was cool is we had a couple hundred people come through the house. We raised almost 1,000 presents for Toys for Tots locally, and it was really fun. We had a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your time, for joining
Michael
buddy. And I on the call. And here's to Happy New Year. Cheers, everybody.